This leads me to another approach that I deal with my clients, and that is the OLE approach of communication, standing for the O is observe, the L is listen, and the E is engage. So we've been talking so far about how you send out information and how you have that professional presence, or how you can look prestigious and knowledgeable. And a lot of that we're talking about visually. But the other part is when we have an interchange, of course we're always looking at the other person and trying to perceive what they're doing and what they are by how they look, how they sound, and what they say. So it's really a two-way street. It's a feedback loop, right? We send out information and we want to observe and receive it. I'm assuming this relates very well to what we were talking about already with the nonverbal communication.
Absolutely. So, the way we form impressions, it's automatic. So we do it whether we want to or not. It happens spontaneously. So without any sort of conscious awareness, when the second we see a face, we're immediately starting to form perceptions about the person, whether it's any background information we might have about them. And we use these impressions to drive everything from our behaviors towards them, so our social interactions, but also any sort of behaviors that we'd engage, such as like aggressiveness, whether we want to completely disregard them. So the way we perceive someone not only has implications for, what we perceive, but it also has extremely large implications for our behavior.
And I know you know a lot of research, but I always hear people quote maybe 7 seconds for the first impression. And I've always said 4 seconds. But I know there was a study in Princeton that said, I think it was 1/10 of a second that you look at a face and you form an impression.
Yeah, so we extract information such as gender, race, instantly. So definitely less than a second. And we have a lot of sort of predisposed inferences that we draw based on these things. And as a result of that, we do form impressions of people incredibly quickly.
So there's a lot of challenges that when we get out to meet people, they're forming an impression of us immediately, and we want to send out the best impression that we could.